Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I have never heard or seen such outrageous, vicious, distorted reporting in 27 years of public life. I'm not blaming anybody for that. Perhaps what happened is that what we did brought it about, and therefore the media decided that they would have to take that particular line. But when people are pounded night after night with that kind of frantic, hysterical reporting, it naturally shakes their confidence. And yet, don't get the impression that you arouse my anger. You see, one can only be angry with those he respects.
One can only be angry with those he respects. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, September 4th of 2024, 11:21 in the a.m. A September to remember. This was Richard Milhouse Nixon, who resigned in disgrace over the Watergate scandal. He's notably remembered by uttering the words, "Let me make this perfectly clear." People, have we lost our respect for our governments? Have they lost their respect for us?
If you arouse my anger. You see, one can only be angry with those he respects.
Have we lost our respect? Was it all part of the design by the powers, the players, the hidden hands? Arguably, I would say yes, that they have lost their respect for we, the people of these United States. Historically, we are coined as an experiment. You know, when when you go into the lab and you put on your white coat and you tinker around with things and try to figure out what is and why is this and what makes this what it is. You're in the lab and you're trying to figure out, because you're experimenting. Everybody historically was not in our favor. I've said many times, and I'm sure I'll say it 1,000 more times, America was not meant for you. It was not meant for me. It was meant for the powers that be. They crafted a new system, a system with one goal in mind. And that is what we are witnessing today, a one world complexion, a push, if you will, into a one world order. They did announce it. You know, arguably we can debate this till Jesus comes, but arguably they did announce it. You see, because when you look on the back of this dollar bill, it's hidden in plain sight. You have the base, and then you have this. I said you have the base, and then you have this, the cornerstone. Is it Egypt? Is that where all this stems from? An Egyptian doctrine, an Egyptian order with the all-seeing eye? Is this Ra with the pyramid? Yeah. I think we have to ask that. I think we should ask that. Just what is it that we're looking at? You see, it's a capstone. And it's looking at you. And it's got a bright light around it. Could that be the light of the sun god Ra? The force. Oh yeah, let it be with you. When we first started this experiment, people, how come they never told us that there was something that was going to be around us in the future? They showed us on the marching band and the flag and the Statue of Liberty. Oh, that lady who sits out there in New York Harbor with her arms stretched out, being the beacon of hope for us, reminding the world that this is where you could be. Just come on. All who are heavy laden, I will give you rest. I will give you opportunity. And so for 248 years, they threw this thing in front of us. And many of us had no idea what this thing was really about. That beacon of light with that all-seeing eye. Y'all know Prince had that, didn't he? Didn't Prince have that? That glow of the purple rain? Didn't he have that? Let's see. I think he was trying to remind us. I look at that. I look at that swish. I look at that swish and I ask myself, what was Prince really talking about here? Was this an offshoot of this pyramid with Ra and the all-seeing eye of Horus? Is this how Prince was really getting down? See that swish in the eye? The swish, the little circle? Is that how Prince was really getting down? Is that the purple rain? Surely not the R-A-I-N, but the R-E-I-G-N. And America put it on the bill from the inception, but they sold us something totally different. They say, look, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? They knew one day we'd have computers, a military, an economy, business, that we would one day go into geopolitics and arguably like Rome, try to rule the world through military and financial gain. That when we just gave somebody the side eye or used our muscle, they would succumb to what we wanted. And what is it that we wanted? Is this really the God that we were serving? Is that the basis of America? Oh, say, can you see? Can you see it now, ladies and gentlemen? Can you see exactly how they was rocking from the beginning in a deceitful way? Yes. Until they got it to the point where every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that the system is Lord. And we out here like birds begging for bread, trying to make it work. But yet they done brought in arguably over 25 million illegals right here in America alone. And God only knows maybe hundreds of millions of illegals throughout the world. Changing the complexion, changing the culture, changing the very basis of the land. Why? Why? Stripping away all that was and bringing anew. Never asking, never respecting, never respecting, never respecting what was. I think I answered it. They never really respected us. They lied to us. They got America nationally exactly where they needed it to be. And now they're revealing who they really are. I said who they really are. The capstone is speaking. Never was their intent to really go with too many generations down the road. We could live off these truths and make them self-evident. That wasn't the game plan. All those were just symbolic gestures. Let us get out here and parade this thing, this red, white, and blue, not knowing that they were simultaneously building a one world system for the Antichrist over the whole domain that is the earth. They just needed to get this thing set. And now that it's set, you see with the illegals alone, there was always one agenda: to never respect you, but to ultimately disrespect you. To take America in a whole different direction. To eclipse the illusion that was. To eclipse the illusion that was. And without one hearing, push upon you something new. Knowing you would rebel, knowing that it was in your innate nature to hold on to that promise. So they gave us Trump. They gave us a pacifier. Calm us down as they still work their magic. And in this September to remember, we will find out if they'll take out that puppet Trump. I said, we will find out in this September to remember, will they take out this puppet Trump? And all the dreams and aspirations will die with him. That's their plan. This is how devious they are. Let me put everything that you ever hoped and dreamed for into this person and promise it to you. Take him out and give you one last gasp, one last sigh. And you just shake your head and then look up to the skies. Blame it on God and ask yourself, Lord, 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 how did we get here? Lord, how did we get here? Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Welcome to the eulogy.